Sabi nila, never mix retinoids with other active skincare ingredients. What can you say about that?
Never say never.
Okay, ako din eh. Pero yun na nga, parang mahirap kasi siyang i-explain na parang basta-basta na parang hindi pwede. Hi guys! Welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is Dr. Gaile, and whether it's about dermatology or sharing a piece of my personal world, I'm here to bring knowledge and authenticity straight to you. And for today's episode, we're gonna call it Never Say Never. And guys, promise, sobrang exciting tong episode na to because I have a very, very special guest. Actually, sobrang long overdue na tong collab namin. But finally, nagkaroon din ng libreng time na pwede kaming dalawa. So, my special guest is none other than a fellow dermatologist and a good friend of mine. Please welcome Dr. Mara Huber.
Hi guys, I'm Dr. Mara Huber. I'm so excited to be here, not just because I'm working with my beautiful and smart colleague, si Dr. Gaile, but she and I, we love debunking myths. And why do we have the credibility? Well, like her, I'm a dermatologist, but I'm also a dermatopathologist and I have a master's in clinical trials. That just means I have extra expertise when it comes to research.
Kaya nga natin siya in-invite, guys. And may I add, she has some beautiful, beautiful family. So guys, follow her on her Instagram kasi ang dami yung matututunan. Life hacks. I really enjoy her content. But anyway, yung purpose natin dito is, yun, I reached out to Dr. Mara kasi pag meron ako mga minsan ng mga gustong i-check na mga facts, ganyan, I really always message her. So, this is a great opportunity for all of us. Kaya, ready ka na ba, Mara?
Born ready. Let's do this.
Sige. So, ito, yung mga napili namin na questions, or actually hindi siya questions, parang statements, are those that we often encounter from you guys. So, parang, imbes na, pa isa-isa nating sinasagot, diba? We decided to make content about it already. So, number one, Mara, ito. Since sobrang hype to ngayon retinoids. Okay. Sabi nila, never mix retinoids with other active skincare ingredients. What can you say about that?
Never say never.
Okay. Ako din eh. Pero yun na nga, parang mahirap kasi siyang i-explain na parang basta-basta na parang hindi pwede. So, can you enlighten us?
Yeah, I think when you talk about skincare products, you always have to think of formulation. Kaya kasi sinasabi nila guys, formulation is skin. Hindi ibig sabihin na kung meron kang active ingredient, na yun lang ang nagde-determine kung irritating siya or not sa skin mo. So first, yung overall formulation ng product. Pangalawa is ikaw, yung skin mo.
Yes.
Are you even sensitive? So I have had patients, literally all actives kaya nilang itolerate. Meron silang prescription retinoid, meron silang exfoliant, meron silang maybe 4 other steps.
Yes.
And then,
okay lang.
sila. And then there's me. There's me na literally, I can't even tolerate prescription retinoids.
I cannot.
Hindi ko kaya. So, hindi. Hanggang retinol lang din ako.
Same time.
So, when you talk about retinoids, pwede naman tong drug, pwede tong cosmetic.
Yes.
So, sometimes, kung naka-drug retinoid ka, actually, most of the time, enough na yon.
Yes.
Pero tayo, ng mga retinol girls, we need a little bit of help because the product usually medyo mas tolerable.
Correct.
For our skin type. So, always remember, guys, never say never because it depends on the product and your own skin. Okay na ba yun? Nasagot, Dr. Gaile?
Yes, kasi yung husband ko, oily skin siya. Ako, more dry to combination. So, like you said, he can tolerate, glycolic acid, lactic acid on top of retinoids and then other things. Whereas, like tayo, hindi. So, it's not na you can't, but, it really depends.
It really
Okay, so yun. Very, very nasagot ni Doc. So, yun na, alam nyo na guys ha. Ito, another thing din na palaging tinatanong sa atin. And alam ko, matagal na tong issue na to, Mara eh. Pero, kailangan natin tong sagutin. Hypoallergenic products will never cause skin irritations. Kasi sometimes you get patients, Doc, bakit ako namula is nakalagay naman sa label, hypoallergenic, diba? So, can you enlighten us about that?
Never say never ulit tayo dyan, Gaile. Yes. So, the problem of these claims, yung term na hypoallergenic, the biggest problem kasi guys is wala tayong standardized definition.
Correct.
Ano ba talaga ang hypoallergenic? Ibig sabihin ba ng hypoallergenic? This has been tested sa napakadaming tao and hindi sila nag-react. Or does it just mean this product has, let's say, wala siyang common allergens? So fragrance, halimbawa, or parabens, or dyes. No, these things can cause irritation or allergies in some people.
Yes.
Pero hindi rin naman lahat.
Yes.
And guys, alam nyo, there are probably more than 3,000 allergens in the world.
Correct. Yep.
And we only know or are more knowledgeable about, let's say, the top 26, the top 30. So, a skincare product may have none of the top allergens, but ikaw yung maswerte na you react to certain ingredients that we don't even know can make people react. So, ang ano ko lang dyan, hypoallergenic is a good start, but it's not a guarantee. And some companies don't even do their own diligence. They don't even do patch testing. So, ang suggestion ko, number one, make sure you're doing your own due diligence and you're going with a reputable brand. Kasi usually, reputable brands, honestly, Gaile ako mas nahihirapan ako maghanap ng products for sensitive skin than any other skin type. And sa experience ko, the bigger companies, they're able to test. Sila yung nag-i-invest kasi mahal mag-test, guys. Mahal mag-test ng product.
Mahal talaga yun.
Diba? So for me, reputable doctor, reputable brand, and always do patch test on your own skin. So yung, alam ko, you have a lot of great content on how to do patch test. So try it on yourself first. Parang there's something called a challenge test now. Hindi na natin pag-uusapan pa. So yun lang, it's not always a guarantee, it's a good start. And just always talk to your doctor, especially kung meron kang sensitive skin, baka panahon lang makipag-usap sa dermatologist.
Tsaka ako, di ba yung iba, parang, Doc, bakit yung mga skincare na ginagamit yung may fragrance? Hindi kasi ako allergic So, parang, I don't like making certain ingredients look bad just because some people react di ba? So, parang, when you say hypoallergenic, like what Mara said, usually these are products formulated to not contain common allergens, but it's not a guarantee.
So, and not everyone has allergies.
Oo. Swerte talaga yung mga walang allergies. Ito, Mara, medyo controversial din to. I mean, well, for me, kasi lagi akong tinatanong never moisturize oily and acne-prone skin. Mahabang usapan to, alam ko But, anong masasabi mo about that?
Never say never. Never say never. So, I think the way to approach this is that oily skin is skin with maraming oil yung skin mo.
Kumbaga, mas active yung sebaceous glands.
Pero ano yung kanyang, what is the opposite of oily skin? Dry skin. Dry skin has, mas kaunti naman yung oil ng skin mo. Pero, it doesn't talk about water content.
So, when you say kasi moisturization, it's water content.
So, ako, I have oily, acne-prone skin.
But talaga ba? Bakit clear na clear ka?
Because nagmo-moisturizer ako. So, your skin can be dehydrated. Oily, acne-prone, pero kulang ka sa tubig. Kaya ako, I always use a moisturizer after I cleanse. Pero I think I want to go back to the very first never say never natin. Na moisturizers are so formulation dependent. So, gone were the days na lahat ng moisturizer ang kapal-kapal.
Correct.
Na ang daming oil, di ba? Because products kasi iba-iba naman ang ratio ng tubig, ng oil, right? So, look for the moisturizer for you. And isa ko pang gustong sabihin, hindi lahat ng product kailangan may word na moisturizer for it to be moisturizing. So, halimbawa, sometimes your sunscreen has moisturizing ingredients. Sometimes your toner has moisturizing ingredients. So, the idea is you use a product, it doesn't have to be called a moisturizer, that keeps your skin hydrated. So, kung dehydration prone ka, look for a product na magaan. Kung naman dry ka, o di look for a product na medyo makapal.
Tsaka guys, I have actually a video all about moisturizers on my YouTube channel. Kasi iba-iba yan, di ba? Meron tayong emollients, may humectants, may occlusives, and they all kind of work together. And I really agree with what you said, that a lot of products already contain moisturizers. Kasi yung ba doon, di ba, parang, Doc, sabi nyo, kailangan namin mag-moisturizer, but that doesn't mean that you have to add an additional moisturizer if you're already using a product with moisturizers. Di ba? And I also wanted to emphasize yung sabi mo kanina, na there are several ways on keeping your skin moisturized. One is, of course, putting on moisturizers. And the other one is very, very important, yung sa cleansers. Diba? When you compromise kasi your skin barrier, mas nawawala yung tubig. So, very important to use the right cleanser and then the right moisturizer.
And I also want to take this opportunity to say, not everyone will need a moisturizer. We don't like blanket statements here. Never say never pagdating sa blanket statements. Because if you have a good cleanser that doesn't strip your skin, as long as nandun yung iyong moisture barrier, it's intact, okay na.
Totoo yun. Okay, another one. Na medyo din, lagi rin tinatanong sa atin to. Never wash your face more than twice a day. Ayan. Diba? Pero I think, to start, kailangan kasi maintindihan muna natin ano bang purpose ng paghugas ng mukha. Diba? Why do we clean our skin? Why do we wash our faces? Diba? And that will determine actually the number of times you wash your face in a day. So what can you say about that? Ikaw ba, ilang beses ka ba naghugas ng mukha?
You know, once you become a mother to kids, minsan nga, di ka pa makaligo, di ba? I mean, that's the truth. So, the reality is, it can really range from 0 times a day if nasa bahay ka lang, hindi ka naman nadumihan, and then your skin also doesn't have, kasi if you're very oily, and then you also use a lot of skincare products, you use makeup, you are an athlete, nag-gym ka palagi, then you're exposed to the elements a lot. And that's like, again, why do you cleanse? Tinatanggal mo, right?
Yeah.
Sometimes you have people who live in really cold temperatures, yung climate, na talagang sobrang nagda-dry out naman yung skin nila when they wash their face. So some of them, they can get away, no joke, with maybe like one
water lang.
Yes, exactly. They just splash their face with water. Ako, I've had times like that because I have very sensitive skin. Even cleansers can irritate it.
Yes.
So,
Yung hapde, no?
Exactly. So there was a time, honestly, I only wash my face in the evening.
Correct. Ako, actually, ganun ako ngayon, Mare. Kasi medyo on the dry side nga ako. So in the morning, water lang. Kasi hindi ka naman nadumihan, natulog ka lang.
Yes,
diba?
exactly. So it depends. Ayun ang ating sagot. It depends.
Yeah, and then yung isa pa, na parang, di ba, double cleansing is a thing, right? But for me, it's not something that you have to do every day. Kasi, again, why? Why will you double cleanse? Kasi meron nag-comment sa akin na parang, Doc, sabi sa akin nung derm ako, parang against daw siya sa double cleansing because it over-cleans your skin. And sabi ko, you know, there is truth to it. Like, for example, like you said, kung sa bahay ka lang naman, hindi ka naman dumihan, there's really no need to double cleanse, di ba? Whereas, kung halimbawa, ngayon, may shoot tayo, nag-makeup tayo, ganyan, and all. Tapos, di ba, may dumi. Ako, magda-double cleanse ako pagdating. So, hindi talaga siya na parang, ito lang yung susundin mo. It's really not. It's dependent on your activities, your skin type, you know.
And the cleanser itself. Balik ulit tayo sa formulation. Hindi naman lahat ng cleansers. Kaya nga, when you do a double cleanse, iba yung form, usually, ng first and second. Of course, it can be the same. Pero usually, like, try using a water-based cleanser for makeup. Kung may matatanggal ka. Diba? So, yung mascara mo nandyan, isang linggo na nandyan pa din. Right? So, ayaw naman natin ng ganun. So, also, tanungin mo, ano ba yung purpose ng cleanser na gamit mo?
Exactly. Yes. Oh, yun talaga. Kaya, alam mo, parang it's hard kasi for us to give statement answer. Alam mo yun, yung parang pag tinanong mo ko, like, for example, when we post content, and then in the comments, may tanong, Doc, okay ba yung gano'n? Parang ang hirap magsabi ng ano, kasi, ano ba yung skin type mo? Ano ba yung ginagawa?
Exactly.
There's like so many things to consider.
The reality is, it depends is usually the best answer.
Correct. Ito Mara, matagal na to tinatanong sa atin. Pero sige, ulitin na lang natin for the sake of, you know, like clarifying things again. Never expose yourself to sunlight without first waiting 30 minutes after applying sunscreen. Pero kasi alam mo Mara, ito nakalagay kasi ito sa label eh. Ako yung interpretation ko nito ganito ha. When they test a product, actually, the moment you apply it on your skin, it works na. It works na, di ba? But the only reason why I think it says in the labels is because they want to ensure that it's evenly applied on your skin and parang maganda yung pagka-coat niya dun sa balat mo. But actually, it works even if you don't wait. Tama ba? Do you agree? Parang ganun din ba yung interpretation mo? Ito kasi nagte-test eh. So, that's why she's here because I want to be validated or corrected kung mali man yung pagkakaintindi ko.
I think you said it in a good way. Parang the way I explain to my patients, parang pintura kasi ang sunscreen. So you want it na to spread it evenly, wala kang skip areas, and gusto mo siyang matuyo.
Yes.
That's really it. You're waiting for it matuyo. And a lot of people, the next step ng sunscreen is makeup.
Correct.
So imagine mo, kung basa yung pintura, tas pinatungan mo ng makeup, right? It's gonna move. So, ang mangyayari nun, mas marami ka kasi nag-blush on ka. So, dito libogin nila. Dito, wala kang skin aging dito, pero dito dahil ginalaw mo sa blush on, wala na yung sunscreen. So, the entire point of waiting is para patuyuin. But, you know, I don't do the approach na nakaset, Alexa, set an alarm for 30 minutes bago matuyo. Hindi ganon. So, what I usually do, doon ako magbibihis.
Correct.
So, I put the sunscreen on, and then after, saka ako magbibihis, magbo-blow dry, magsusupply, kiss ng kids, kiss sa husband, blah, blah, blah. Then, pag medyo mafe-feel mo naman, guys, kung tuyo na siya.
Correct.
Then, I can use the makeup na. So, it doesn't have to be evidence-based.
Correct.
But the point of it is pinapatuyo mo. Yun lang yung point niya.
So, yun guys. So, may point naman yung 20 minutes or 30 minutes mentioned in the labels. But it doesn't mean that if you don't wait that long, it's not effective.
And also, you know, some, like kung i-compare mo yung gel or light lotions versus yung cream, mas mabilis matuyo. Yung mga lighter. So, hindi rin naman pare-pareho yung, setting time ng mga sunscreen. So, ang suggestion ko, if nagmamadali ka sa life mo, use something na mabilis matuyo.
So, nasagot na yun, guys, ha. So, doon na ulit tayo. Hindi naman kailangan mag-antay talaga ng 30 minutes bago kayo lumabas. Kasi, I mean, di ba?
Life happens. Life happens.
Yes. And on the same note, Mara, medyo quite similar. Ito din, narinig ko din to eh. Kasi, di ba, parang we are fond of layering our skincare products and skincare ingredients. Ito, never layer your skincare products right after the other immediately. Meaning, kasi like ako kasi, well, tayo being moms, di ba?
Yes.
We have very, very limited time. Lalo na pag young kids pa, for ourselves, di ba? So, like for example, ako pag gabi, yun kasi yung me time ko eh. So, that's when I put my skincare. But, gosh, I don't have an hour, Mara. I probably maybe have at best 15 minutes.
Yes.
So, ako when I put on my products, one after the other talaga siya. But then, someone asked me, parang, Doc, hindi ba dapat mag-aantay ka ng 5 to 15 minutes in between? So, parang ako inisip ko, ano gagawin ko in between? So, what are your thoughts on that?
I think sometimes people forget that the skin is actually permeable. Permeable means, pag may nilalagay ka sa balat mo, putting something on top will not prevent something on top of it to go through.
Correct.
And then the second thing also is, the most important thing, why you space certain products apart, sa experience ko, is peeling.
Yes.
Yung minsan, pag pinaghalo mo yung isang thicker product on top of a thinner product, tapos nagkakaroon tuloy siya ng yung balls,
Yes.
yun yung tinatawag natin na peeling. So for me, I also don't wait. But I try to make sure the texture, at least, diba? Yung sinasabi nga na rule, wala naman kasi ng rules talaga eh. But a good rule of thumb in my personal experience is yung talagang thinnest to thickest. And when you do that, I usually don't find any reason to wait.
Ako din, yeah.
Diba? Kasi yung pag-absorb niya, mas mabilis. Pag mas matubig, like the sunscreen thing, the more watery, mas mabilis. Pag pinatungan mo ng makapal. So that will already help. And I have never waited because like you, it's a luxury for us.
Oh, super.
And kung naman yung skincare routine mo is hindi mo masusustain, hindi mo rin gagawin.
Yeah.
So, if you want to, walang problema, right?
Hindi naman siya masama, but
Yes.
it's not necessary, in our opinion. Kasi tama ka, thinnest to thickest. Like, toner muna,
Yes.
serum, essence.
Yes.
Okay, ito, we're down to the last two, Mara. And ito, acne kasi, di ba, sobrang common. Like,
Yes.
it's very prevalent. 80% or more
Yes.
develop acne. So, madami yung naniniwala na dito sa statement na to. Never eat peanuts or stay up late as they can cause acne. Okay. And ako kasi, I believe that genetics has a big influence. Kasi, ang swerte ko lang talaga, guys, kasi mahilig akong magpuyat, mahilig akong kumain ng mga, yung food na sinasabi nila nagkakos ng acne. But I never really get acne. But I think it's genetic. So, what can you say about that? Peanuts and
Wow. I do get this question a lot.
super. Kaya nga, alam ko
Yes.
medyo challenging siya, but
Yes.
I feel we have to answer.
I think kasi one of the biggest challenges of acne in general is the feeling of victim blaming, patient blaming. When you bring kasi stress and food, it's like you're saying you're part of the problem. Na for me, I always want to talk about that sa patients ko.
Correct.
Na parang saying, this is not your fault. Na your genetics, and like you said, diba, a lot of acne is genetically predetermined in a way. It's in your family history. So you will have people, if you compare siguro yung mga kumakain ng peanuts at hindi nagpi-peanuts, parang hindi naman lahat ng taong kumakain ng peanuts ay lahat may acne. And hindi lahat ng tao na hindi kumakain ng peanuts ay wala rin acne. And stress is everywhere.
Yes.
Honestly, I know a lot of stressed people who have zero acne.
Yeah.
And I also, diba? Diba? Ako din, I admit. So it's very hard to pinpoint just that thing. But I tell my patients palagi na, alam ko you're like me. We listen to our patients. If my patient tells me, Doc, honestly, if I eat peanuts, I break out. So no matter what I say, if you're fully convinced, it's not like you're restricting an entire food group.
Yes.
Doon kasi ako nagkakaproblema. I have people who cut out food groups and they develop eating disorders in the desire to treat their acne. Tapos, then they'll tell me, Doc, I've cut out everything. I've lost so much weight. I've lost hair. Kasi masyado nang
Tapos may acne pa rin sila.
And they still have acne. So my problem is when you focus so much on one external factor that you forget na we can treat you. There are other things we need to consider. Doon ako medyo namong problema talaga. So I always talk to my patients about you cannot just say it's stress. You cannot just say it's food. And it's always good to eat healthy.
Yes.
It's always good to not be stressed. But it's not just to cure your acne. It's because everyone will benefit from the, the lack of stress. Tsaka ang hirap kasi na parang you're blaming yourself.
Yeah.
I have acne because I'm working so hard. I have acne kasi hindi ako natutulog kasi, di ba, I'm taking care of my kids. So I want to empower rather than blame my patients. So I hope that makes sense na I wouldn't say they cause it, but if my patient brings up that they're concerned, it just has to be made sure na they're doing things in moderation. Yun lang yung sa akin.
Yeah.
So, but studies, walang studies naman nagsasay with complete 100%, right? That's the thing, guys. We look at studies as doctors. Wala namang 100% na magsabi na, yes, peanuts will cause acne.
Correct, wala.
Wala talaga. But if your personal experience is ganon, we won't diminish that. So you just talk about it with us para alam natin na alam din namin yung iyong fears. I hope that makes sense.
Tsaka kasi pag sinabi mong causes, parang yun talaga yung dahilan.
Exactly.
So that's a very, very strong statement to make na parang, oh my God, peanuts cause acne. So ako yung sagot ko dyan, hindi. But in some individuals, it may exacerbate your existing acne. Or you're predisposed ka, pwede kang mag-develop.
Kasi marami pa tayong hindi naiintindihan naman. And things, mali mo, in the future, malaman namin, it really causes.
Yun nga, diba? Kaya nga, medicine is ever evolving. So, ako, like you, I don't like to make blanket statements or like yung parang yung talagang black and white na yes, no, ganyan. Kasi diba dati, masama yung fat.
Oh yeah, no, for sure.
Tapos sugar yung alternative natin. Fat-free. Ako yung dati, uy, fat-free to, pero dami ng mga sukal. Diba? Tapos ngayon, baliktad na.
That's the problem when you vilify certain things and then tuloy, mas nagiging, like with the Parabens controversy, right? But that's another topic.
Oo nga. At saka yun yung next question. Ang galing na preempt ni Dr. Mara. Yun. So, never use products containing parabens. Meron akong video on my channel about that. As in, I just thought about it. Kasi, parang for me, sobrang demonized yung parabens. And a lot of people don't even know what they are. So, parang feeling ko, maraming sumakay dun sa, na parang, parabens are bad. And you see a lot of products na paraben-free. And even mga pregnant women, parang they're scared to use, kasi syempre, may baby sila, ganun. So, what can you say about that?
Well, I also have a lot of deep dives on certain ingredients. But the reality is, fragrance, parabens, dyes, a lot of these things, iilan lang talaga yung population sa mundo na nagkakaroon ng reactions, guys.
Correct.
It's really, in fact, parang Parabens received an award from the American Contact Derm Society as being the non-allergen of the year.
Parang 2 years ago ba yun? 2022?
Very recent. Yeah. I don't remember the year, pero very recent. And ang naging problema, when people started vilifying parabens, parabens is a preservative. Guys, kailangan natin ng preservative sa skincare.
Yes,
diba?
Kailangan natin ng preservative.
Alam niyo bakit? Kasi may tubig ang skincare. As long as may water ang skincare, it can spoil. Love ng bacteria. Exactly.
Yes.
So, parabens is a preservative. Ayaw natin ng amag sa ating mga face.
Yes.
So, ang ipinalit nila na preservative is something na mas matapang in terms of irritation.
And wala pang masyadong study.
Exactly. Which we're also not vilifying that kapalit kasi hindi naman din lahat nagre-react. However, studies have shown mas irritating siya. Mas mataas ang proportion of people irritating to the replacement. Diba? So, that's why for me, I would say, if you have concerns, you can always be tested.
Correct.
You can do a patch test to see if you react to certain preservatives. Pero hindi lahat meron. So ano ba yung ating mataas ang ating, potential to develop that if you have atopic dermatitis? If halimbawa you use skincare products, paulit-ulit ka nagkakaroon ng reaction. That's why you have to talk to a dermatologist para at least mag-guide ka and then we can test you kung oo nga dapat mong iwasan.
Correct.
And by the way, it's okay to have a personal choice.
Yeah.
Kasi you don't have to have a reason.
Yeah.
Halimbawa, ayaw mo lang, hindi ko feel. I'm sorry. Wala kaming judgment. Do it. Do you.
Yeah. Oo nga. But ako, personally, I'm not afraid of parabens.
Me also.
Yun lang naman yun. Okay, you know what? I think that's the last, Maro. O, diba? Ang dami natin na-cover, guys. And I'm sure lahat kayo parang, aha moment. Parang,
aha moment.
Yun pala yun. Yun pala yun. So, guys, ako naman, I still continue to learn. Kaya nga I like doing these things. Kasi parang, ako, I'm not afraid to be corrected. I'm not afraid to learn new things. Kaya, alam mo yun, parang we should, as individuals, continue to grow and continue to learn. So, guys, kung na-enjoy nyo to, meron pa kaming isa pang collab ni Doc Mara, so abangan nyo din yan. And please don't forget to follow Doc Mara if you have any questions. She's really the one to ask when it comes to like clinical evidence, clinical studies. Kasi si Dr. Mara, she really likes to do research. Pinag-usapan nga namin kanina, parang, sa kanya ko talaga naintindihan, like what goes on when doctors do research, etc. So, Do you have any thing you want to add? Anything else you want to add?
Yeah, I love what you said na the practice of medicine is ever evolving.
Yes.
And honestly, a lot of the never say nevers, I have said never before.
Ako din.
Diba?
Ako
And this is
Yeah.
what we keep learning.
Yes.
And honestly, I'm so happy to have a platform to share with you all this debunking. Thank you, Gail. You can follow me in social media as Dermatology. And thanks for having me. And sana guys, nag-enjoy kayo. Natuto sa amin ni Gail.
Anyway, guys, so yun lang muna for now. Bye!